So if you just joined us for the weekly energy update for the elementals, this is a message that came at the end of that reading. And this is the energy that came through that was some form of opposition or challenge to the collective that I read for. Now it feels like some of you guys are dealing with some really intense imposters. This could actually be real life imposters, but be mindful of that. Be careful with that, because what I'm hearing is it's coming through what I'm feeling and what I'm hearing is that it's coming through the astral plane, which means it might actually be more perceived. It might be someone else's consciousness, someone else's thinking rather than their actual words and actions. It might be someone else's fear. Not that they're intentionally projecting, but that you're picking up on. Some of you guys are developing gifts right now, or you're going through a third eye activation, and this is bringing in like a huge level of insights, or an increased level of telepathy that you didn't previously have access to. For others, this would be like your clairaudience or your clairsentience, or maybe claircognizance, where you're sensing something. Why does this feel so pressing? Why are their voices so pressing right now? And sometimes we have that desire to direct it back onto someone, or to kind of like argue back with someone. And this is not one of those times. This is one of those times to get curious about what you're seeing in another, and how you can either rise above it or use it as inspiration for how you move forward, to inspire change and whatnot. Now, I just feel like for many, this is like a navigation of the void, to be honest. This would be a collective going through awakenings, or getting really curious about what's happening in the world and trying to understand things outside of their traditional beliefs. And for some of you, this is literally just your ancestors that you're starting to hear or become more aware of. So be mindful of that as well. It does feel like this energy is very pressing though, so it can be triggering, and it can cause you to be a little aggravated if you are, really inspired by something and trying to move forward, and you feel a pushback as you move forward, or as you work on something. There's something in the sacral that's going to be clearing during this time, something around your self-worth, or something that blocks your creativity or your sexuality or sensuality here. So expect those types of triggers. This energy is calling you to access, some kind of vision is going to be coming online. There's an eagle coming through. If you've had a previous vision for your future, I feel like this is going to be some kind of refinement to that vision. You're going to be able to see it more clearly, or you're going to get missing pieces that you've been seeking. Hidden wisdom or treasures of your soul, gifts coming online, or gifts getting stronger, new aspects of those gifts presenting themselves. So make sure you're staying grounded, and make sure you allow stillness. Stillness is the gift of the sacral chakra. So there's a need to be still in order to discern what could be blocking it, or what energy you're experiencing through it. Get creative. They're showing me crayons, and this could be inner child play for you, or this could be a need to kind of scribble out energy that's coming through your channel. For some of you, if it's not that kind of activity that helps you clear, movement or dance, or some kind of expression that is coming through the throat. Something's coming through the throat, or has been blocked in the throat chakra. Something you were trying to align with but couldn't. It does feel like there's anger that blocks this in some way. There's something poking in your liver. So energy of anger kind of poking through here is what's coming, not your liver, my liver, but the liver is where we hold anger. So that's coming up psychosomatically here. Something is about to open up in a higher state of consciousness for this collective. You are about to see through a threshold that was previously blocking you to this awareness or this consciousness or these gifts. There's a fear of protection when it comes to this, so that seems to be what's blocking that collective. Trust that you are protected. This is, again, a deep dive into your self-worth and the worthiness of your ability to access, but also the strength of the protection of the ancestors that came before you, the guides that protect you, and just the trusting and the inner knowing that no matter what it is that you're called to tap into or to step into, that you will be protected on that path. I'm hearing it seeks, but it cannot find. Clarify. Okay, some of you guys are looking, or someone else, take this as this resonates. This could be an external energy that blocks you or that has been interfering with your path. Is someone is looking too deep into the void of another. So this is a challenge when it comes to Pisces, because we often find ourselves in others. We find aspects of ourselves in other people. And so that's what Pisces helps us with on our spiritual journeys and helps us with in terms of quantum entanglement. So it does feel like when Pisces is an overarching theme, as it is with the North Node right now for 18 months, Pisces has an edge here where it can push us into another's void, or we can find ourselves looking too deep into someone else's reality to understand our own. Be careful not to get stuck there. Again, be careful not to fall down someone else's stairs. This week on the 7th, Neptune is also in Pisces and it rules Pisces, is going to be conjunct the North Node in Pisces. So a lot of illusory, imaginatory, spiritual, deeply spiritual energy coming up here, but Neptune rules illusions and dreams, and so that's going to be very, very, very deeply important. The inner child, deeply important. The dream state, the astral realm, the aspects of us that live and exist in the unseen. I'm hearing, can you be seen for who you are and not fall? That is the collective challenge for everyone, no matter who you are, no matter where you are on your journey. Can you be seen for who you are and not fall? So this is about facing ourselves on a deeper level. This is about accepting ourselves on a deeper level. This is about vulnerability and the illusions around vulnerability. This is about collective perception against the perception of yourself. And how we fall sometimes off balance, when we can't control the perception that the world around us has of us. So again, testing our ability to face and accept vulnerability as a necessity to our own satisfaction in life. You are going to feel a bit constrained and restricted if you're unable to kind of allow that can of worms to crack open and kind of open you up to hidden secrets and aspects of life that you previously were either shunning or not allowing it in, closed off to. Yeah, there's a lot of frustration coming up. Again, you might feel this more so as a side effect of your shedding and purging right now of beliefs and of these illusions. So the frustration that I'm getting that the collective will be feeling for some of you guys, this is shedding the frustrations you've taken on of others. And for some of you guys, this is your own frustration that you've had buried for years and years and years that you're finally clearing. Regardless, this can make it, it's all getting stuck here in the third eye and the crown. This can make it hard to move forward. This can make the energy just feel thick and difficult to move through. You can get lightheaded, you can get lethargic, you can get kind of out of body and dissociate easily in this kind of energy. Make sure you're grounding again. Make sure you're moving your body. Breathe. Allow the energy to flow out of your channel rather than getting stuck up here. try not to overthink it. And the main sign that comes through again is air signs, because that was their message for this week, is overthinking something. So specifically air signs, you could get caught on this, but also earth signs, there was a correlation with your reading as well to the air signs in that same dynamic. There's also something around fear dynamics, and things that we see as scary, dark, bad, wrong, evil, good and evil complex that is going to be faced on a new level, or at least, peeking behind that curtain, or something about that is being poked this week by the universe. It's divinely orchestrated for you to kind of see. It is, universally orchestrated, divinely orchestrated, whichever way you look at it, but something is going to kind of like poke that open and kind of challenge you in a new way to see something maybe you didn't previously see in something that you described or put in a box as evil or dark or wrong. And again, this opens your world in some aspects. Let's see. For those of you who operate in the realms of magic and mystery, that's kind of like one of the first steps in occultism, is kind of facing that good and evil is an illusion. And also, I would say in my shamanic work, same thing. Good and evil is an illusion due to reincarnation and due to the quantum entanglement, as above, so below, as within, so without. Whatever exists externally somehow exists within me, right? So there is that coming up here. Again, an aspect of Pisces. And they want me to kind of end it there. And the final thing they're saying is the inner child. So again, back to the inner child being kind of at the core of all of this, the parts of yourself that were denied as a child, suppressed, shunned, whatever, the parts of yourself that you've abandoned throughout time for whatever reason, abuse, societal beliefs, ancestral beliefs or whatever, that kind of either wanting to come back here or really being exposed. So regardless of what you do this week or what happens, make sure you call your inner child home at the end of the week. Make sure you really take at least one meditative period to sit with yourself, and call all of yourself home at the end of this week. This is very important from a healing aspect, but also from a quantum physics aspect, to make sure that you feel whole at the end of this, because there is more coming next week as we rev up towards this full moon in Leo. It's gonna get spicy, it's gonna get heated, and it's gonna get excitable. So you want to feel whole before you go into that. But get excited. There's nothing bad here. Everything is opening new doors. So see it as such. That is my sign to let go and be done for this. Thank you guys for joining me. Have a wonderful week, and let it all fall into place.